Welcome to the Growth Mindset with Mike and Keisha, the podcast where we unlock the secrets of entrepreneurial success. We're your hosts, Mike and Keisha. We're business entrepreneurs and influencers, passionate about sharing the wisdom of rising stars in the business world. Ho! What's up? Yo, boom, 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 boom.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on? This is Growth Mindset with Mike and Keisha. We're here together. We're usually in two different locations, New York and Georgia. We're here in Atlanta today. It is a beautiful day, and we're excited.
Yes, we are.
We have our second podcast recording that we're doing today. And, you know, we're really, really excited. We can't wait to bring it to you. So, yeah.
Yes. And like Mike said, we're your hosts. I'm Keisha. You just met Mike. And we're business entrepreneurs and we're influencers. And today we're going to share a little bit about ourselves and our journey in the business world and as rising stars.
So, let's get to it.
Yes.
Hold on 1 second. Let me. Boom. Here we go.
Yes.
Welcome to the Growth Mindset with Mike and Keisha, the podcast where we unlock the secrets of entrepreneurial success.
Sorry, I don't know how to stop it.
We just tried out. This is new to us, guys. So we're gonna have some bloopers. But we're gonna have fun with it. So she's actually controlling some sound effects in the background here. This is the very first time we're using that, but I love it. It definitely hyped me up to start the show. You got it under control now? She's the host.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. Just to let you guys know a little bit, from innovative strategies to mindset shifts that propel people to move forward, we're going to cover it all. Our podcast is basically going to talk about growth mindset and, dive deeper into how you can have the tools to be able to utilize them to the best of your ability. And we're going to talk about our journeys and our ups and our downs and the things that got us to where we're at and where we're going to be going.
And every week we're going to bring you candid conversations with successful entrepreneurs who have cracked the code to business growth.
Yes.
From innovative strategies to mindset shifts that propel them forward, we cover it all. So you can apply these lessons to your own journey.
So also, whether you're just starting out or you're looking to scale your business, this is the podcast for you. So get ready, take some notes, be inspired, and let's dive right on into it with the mindset with Mike and I.
Woo!
Now I'm going to do my cheering. Hey!
This is the wonderful Keisha Davis.
Yes. And this is the wonderful Mike.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay.
And so, we are entrepreneurs. We own several businesses. I own Furry Paws Transport. It's a long-distance pet transportation company. We transport pets all across the country, from New York to Florida. We also do cross-country from the East Coast to the West Coast. We've been in business for 3 years, and the business is doing really, really well. We have some salespeople we're bringing on next week. I've been sort of a solopreneur running that for about 3 years. I have an amazing CRM that I use to manage all of my business operations. That experience kind of led us to starting our digital media company, DigitalSphere Consulting. Keisha and I are partners in that. She has her own business. Tell us a little bit about Empowered Health.
Yeah, so I am the founder and CEO of Empowered Health Innovations. And My journey started actually a few months ago. So my business is still a baby, and this business is a health and wellness business where it specializes mainly in weight loss. And what inspired me to even start this was my own struggles and needing to change. And so, with this, now I help to coach other people to be able to transform their lives, not just with weight loss, but also the mindset and basically everything else that it takes to be able to do the things that you need to do for the transformation. Because like you can say that you want to stop eating certain things, or you want to start working out, you want to start certain things. However, can you continue to do it? So it's about the mindset. That's where it goes, right? So it all plays hand in hand. So that's what my business is about.
You're using technology.
Yes, I am.
In business.
The technology that I use is what we are using now for our business, which goes to the second part. Like Mike stated earlier, I am co-partner with him with DigitalSphere Consulting, and with that, we use the CRM to help manage our businesses. And so that was what led me to managing Empowered Health Innovations. So it's funny, everything kind of integrated within each other, and created this like massive big ass baby. Can I say ass? I'm gonna say it. Like yeah. And so I thought it was a great creation basically. And now we're able to use this same tool that's helping us with our businesses to help other people with theirs as well. So now you can be able to be more than just a solopreneur, but to get out there and be the best version of yourself.
But also, you are using other forms of technology in your business too, right? You have an app that you use in your coaching program that people are using to track their. How does it work? You explain. You're the expert on that.
Yeah, so great for asking and bringing it up. So I feel like it's more than just coaching people and talking to people, and letting them know, hey, this is what you need to do. It's also about tracking what your goals are and tracking what you're doing every day. Like they say, if you can't measure it, how can you say where you're like what you're doing? How can you say that you need to improve or that you did improve? So this fitness app, it basically helps to track your goals, its habits. So anything from your water intake, because we already know that you should have a certain amount of water intake every day, right? You should also have certain things that help you to stay motivated to work out, which is maybe reading some books, having some affirmations every day. And also, outside of just the habit tracking, you have your fitness tracking. So you have your exercises. I create personalized exercise routines where you can be able to work out at home. You don't have to go to the gym if you don't want to. However, if you choose to go to the gym, you have that option too. And you can track it in your app. That way we can keep on track of that. We also can be able to now have personalized nutrition as well in the fitness app. So it's like everything right there at the touch of the button. And not only that, we can be able to also do one-on-one training and group training as well, where I can show you your technique and if you're doing your exercise the right way and if you're in the right positions right there in person on the phone mobily.
So you have different ways that you teach, coach your customers. That's through what you got courses that you're doing that you have available on your website.
That's the next thing that I wanted to kind of go into. So outside of the fitness app, I do have courses. The courses help more for the mind because I'm a holistic health and wellness coach. And so with me saying holistic, that means that I'm looking at the whole part of a person. So I'm looking at your mind, body, and spirit, right? Because that all comes together. We have to have one. We can't just have one. We have to have it all in order to be able to be our um, full best versions of ourselves. So the courses help to really narrow down the mind aspect. It's educational courses that can help you to kind of correlate, like, okay, eating habits and patterns and how like certain things affect other things and like macronutrients and what those are and just certain educational guides that you should know and that you need to know while you're going through your journey, because the more educated you are about your food choices and about food period and about the mindset, the better your choices can be when you're going through
That's
your
one of
journey
the
for
things a
weight
lot of
loss.
these diet plans tend to miss, right? They don't explain exactly what's going on with the food choices and what have you. But also, you have exercise programs, rigorous, right?
Yeah.
You got P90X type exercises going on.
Yes,
and
yes.
and you also take it's actually what, a guarantee program. You're going to guarantee they're going to lose a certain
10
number
to
of weight.
15 pounds in 6 weeks.
That's
So it is a
amazing.
boot camp.
It's a boot camp.
Now, I tell people this, okay, because a lot of people say, well, hey, I want to lose weight. But then when you tell them the things that they need to do, they're like, I don't want to do that. So then you don't want to lose weight like that. If like, I mean, okay, you can lose weight and you can lose it in certain increments. Like the healthy range is about 2 pounds a week, right? But some people want to go a little bit more than that. Like actually, you can, but just know that you're going to have to go a little bit more over the norm to be able to get to that point. So in order to get over those 2 pounds, which is the average rate of weight loss a week, you have to take away a lot of things that you wouldn't normally want to take away, which would be like sugar and carbs. But there's a certain way you do it, right? Like you can't just say, okay, I'm going to just take everything away.
Yeah.
You got to know how to do these things.
I don't believe you. I think that what makes you the expert on this? Tell me about what makes you the
expert on it is okay, for my journey, right? When I first started, I actually went through a program that kind of helped to guide me and it taught me, and I learned a lot where I had to incorporate a whole different eating style. And in this eating pattern, right, I had to do things that I never thought I would have done. And it started with the sugar. It started with the sugar and basically having none at all. And
how many pounds did you lose in that challenge? I guess you call it, right? You were challenged to do that. You were in a program similar to one that you're doing.
It was similar.
Okay.
And
how much pounds did you lose?
For me, in 6 weeks, I lost about 15 pounds.
15, but total in the overall.
But total program? Over a matter of 2 years, a year and a half, 2 years, I lost over 50 pounds.
Wow. That is amazing. And that is how you prove. If you see the before and after pictures, I've seen what she was looking like before. She looks great no matter what way she is, but she looks amazing compared to where she was. And I believe that she knows her stuff. She also has education. What tell us about your education?
Yeah, so I have a bachelor's in business administration and I have a master's in healthcare administration. My master's in healthcare administration accumulated from just years of work in the healthcare field. And, I did a lot of patient care on the floor and helping, a lot of the patients with their daily activities of life. So with being able, and outside of that, I also did like study nursing. Now, look, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I didn't go all the way through. I was right there. I was actually in the nursing program, and it was a sad story because at the time I had like 3 semesters left, and I could have been a nurse. Wow. But at the time my grandma had passed. There was a lot going on, and when you're in a nursing program, you have no time to you can't have a lot of things going on. Basically, you have to be able to focus.
My whole family of nurses. I have a family of nurses that come. So
you understand? So like it was a big struggle. I was stressed out. I think I cried probably every day.
Wow.
I was just a total wreck, just from studying all day, just from like being in the hospital all day, doing all of this. It was just a lot. But at that time, you couldn't tell me anything. I just knew I was going to be a nurse. I just knew I wanted to be a nurse. And like before my grandma had passed, I was helping her. I tried to help her, to get through her her struggle at the time, because I noticed something wasn't right.
Right.
Right before it happened. So that journey and everything else, it kind of helped me with just healthcare period. And like from there, I just transitioned into the healthcare field and was doing it for many years. I felt like that was supposed to be my path at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And the master's in the healthcare administration, I felt like was supposed to have been the seal in the deal for the healthcare. However,
Mm-hmm.
God had other plans for me
Yeah.
where I didn't quite make it in that path for a company per se in healthcare. But I found that that probably wasn't what I was supposed to do anyway. It was supposed to be where I am supposed to now have my own company, have my own business, and be able to help people in another way using the skills and the knowledge that I have from healthcare and the things that I knew and learned and I did helping other people and patients for so many years.
Yeah, so you've learned a lot of experience over time. You've gone through a lot of experiences. They say that steel is forged through fire, right? So you've been through it. You've been through a lot of challenges, and you never let that. And one of the reasons, just so you guys know, the reason why Keisha and I are partners is because I saw in her that drive and the determination and her resilience, and she is really a go-getter. She makes it happen, and so she reminded me a lot of myself. That's the way I am too.
And
And
it
so,
is. He is.
yeah, and
He is.
together we're a powerhouse team.
Yeah.
We just did some amazing things in just a 4 month period. She is my accountability coach, partner, I should say. She's my accountability partner. I'm hers. And together we are just doing amazing
We're
things.
dynamic. And so now we talked a little bit about me and gave you a good, like overview. But I want to talk a little bit about the incredible, amazing Mike now, and just a little bit about his journey. He, before and prior to DigitalSphere Consulting, he does have as well a very successful business, and I mean very successful. It's like every time I turn around, he's getting so many calls for Furry Paws Transport, and if you don't know what that company is, it's a pet transportation business, and I want you, Mike, to kind of talk a little bit about this business and tell us what led you to even start this business and what it is.
Well, I've been an entrepreneur all my life, since my adult life, obviously, and just my mind just always thinking about what new business opportunity is on the horizon that I could take advantage of and become wealthy and create generational wealth. That's just the way my mind thinks. So during the pandemic, I was hustling doing Uber. Probably one of the only things you could do and make money during the pandemic in New York City. And I was doing extremely well. I had a barrier behind me. So like a little plastic thing. So I didn't want to get COVID.
Oh my God. I'm just over here trying to picture.
I'm taking people to work. And most of the time it was people that were doing, it was essential workers.
So it was like okay, you said
a piece of plastic that I put up right in the back of me so I can't catch COVID.
I know that's right.
So, but I was out there hustling while everybody was stuck in the house, right?
Yeah, I love it.
And I was making some great money out there.
I know I was stuck in the house. I wasn't going.
Yeah, I know. I was out and about. I just could not be confined. You know what I mean? For me, sitting behind a desk, which is what I did for many years in technology. I'm an IT guy. I did computer-based training. What do you call it? My first career was as a CAD draftsman. So brand new computer-aided drafting and design is what it's called.
Okay, because I was going to say, you're going to have to let me know that. And I know if I didn't understand, I know other people were talking, having question marks.
famous software that's used in that industry, right? So I would create blueprints, right? So I worked for architects and interior design companies, and it was the early days of computers, and I was one of the first people to use this advanced software, and I was replacing the manual drafter. So when I went into my first job, there was 3 guys sitting around me that was doing manual drafting, and with a pencil. And here I am with a computer sitting on my desk, right? Oh, wow. And I'm doing this better job than these guys. They hated me. Oh my God. So anyway, the crazy thing about it is that, I'm just always learning new things, and technology was so intriguing. And that was in the early days when computers were just transitioning, from the old version of Windows to the new version with actually there was no Windows. We're not going to She likes to make fun of me. She thinks I'm old and decrepit. I didn't no, but she thinks I'm a designer, sir. But all of that experience, in technology has brought us to where we're at today. Definitely. I started after the what do you call it, CAD drafting. I partnered with my boss's nephew. He was an architect, a black architect out of New York, Ellie Tuckett. He had this huge operation where we had a lot of CAD draftsmen there, and his nephew worked in an area of his office doing computer, slide graphics. Back then, the multimedia was through slides, and he had some amazing equipment, scanners, and this huge scanner that cost a lot of money. So him and I worked together to do some amazing. We created calling cards on disc for architects.
So hold on. Yeah, because I want to know. Okay, so how did you get from Furry Paws to tech to Furry Paws?
All right, this is how. Like I said, everything involves tech. Everything. I was, me and my partner and I evolved into creating. We became a digital, what's now called digital marketing. Back then, it was called interactive multimedia. Right? So we were doing computer-based training apps, we were doing CD-ROM developments. Then the internet came around, we started doing internet websites. Customers that we had were like Essence Magazine, Motown Records, a lot of, pretty much big-name customers that we worked with. We got write-ups in Black Enterprise Magazine. I won an award for being one of the top 40 entrepreneurs under the age of 40. The one that you keep on making jokes about.
Because, okay, we're going to have to show you.
We're going to show. I'm going to put it up.
The clip.
Put up the graphic.
Clip. So when he showed me the newspaper clip, I'm reading. I'm like, oh, this sounds great. But then I'm looking at it, and I'm like, this looks like it's so old. And I see the date. I'm like,
it was a while ago. It was 1998.
Yeah, I was like, okay, he's been here forever.
I've been around. That just shows you how long I've been on the block, right?
I love it.
And so like I said, that technology. So from there, I went to, I got into real estate. The .com bubble popped back in the early 2000s. 9/11 happened. The towers went down. I was out of New York. I said, let me go down to Miami. Miami was a different place. I needed to be out of technology. I decided to get into real estate. So I was a real estate agent, also a real estate investor. And so that was my passion for a long time. But I'm always using technology in everything that I do. So eventually, technology came around that allowed me to manage my whole, the investing piece of my business. And that software that I used was amazing. It was a CRM, and it managed all of my business operations. So I'm hiring virtual assistants in different countries.
Before you go further with that, what is a CRM actually?
A CRM is a customer relationship management system.
Okay.
And that, they call it some other name too. There's another but that's
Because
basically
of
what
our
it is,
relationship
right?
management, yeah.
And so basically, it's a all-in-one tool for doing everything with the back office of your business, but it mostly designed to build a relationship with the customers.
And
So
manage your customers,
manage
right?
it,
Like
and a lot of
multiple
automations are
customers at
built
one
into it,
time.
right? So let's say I'm going after a homeowner who's in distress. I'm trying to get them to sell me their property, and I put them into my database. I've got a ton of people that I'm communicating with. I've got a virtual assistant who's hitting the phones and getting, finding out who's interested. And each one of those people are now going through an automated process in my system. So
Okay.
first is a call. The
Mm-hmm.
next thing they get is a text message.
Mm-hmm.
They'll get an email from me 2 days later, right? They'll
And
get
it's
a
all
whole bunch of communications that's
automated.
happening. They're never going to forget about me.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, sometimes it takes 7 to 10 touches
Yes.
in order to get a deal closed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why this is what makes it so powerful a system. But more than that, it
But I
has,
do want to
you know,
say, real quick on the
what's that?
importance of that is, if you had to do that manually on your
I
own,
couldn't do it.
you wouldn't be able to
It's
remember to do it. And
impossible.
especially if you have a lot of customers, how would you
Exactly.
remember that to follow up with them like
That
that?
database
Mm-hmm.
today is 10,000 people strong. So over a course of a 3-year period,
That's
I
amazing.
have communicated with more than 10,000 people. And that is only a dribble of what it should be. Because I was a solopreneur for a while, just doing it on my own, with some help with some other, assistants and whatnot. But now I'm evolving and growing my business into a larger operation, and I have salespeople and business managers and all of that. So the system allows me to manage all of this interaction with my staff and vendors and just everybody that I'm interacting, my customers, right? So just extremely powerful. So I'm able to
Okay.
do so much more as an individual that it eliminated the need to be working with people that really weren't delivering. I found myself, you know, uh, bringing in family members, working with people that, friends
Mm-hmm.
that I thought, were looking for an opportunity. But that goes back to the topic of this podcast.
Which is
Mindset is
mindset.
everything. And
Mm-hmm.
most people don't have the growth mindset necessary to be
Mm-hmm.
successful. So what
Mm-hmm.
what I've found is that I had to do a lot of it myself. Because I'm a go getter and I'm not going to fail. I refuse to fail, and I'm going to do whatever I have to do. And then I found these tools that most people are not aware of because they're just not embracing and adapting to technology the way I do. So
Okay.
I found myself with this amazing tool and because I had been in the business so long, it resonates with me. It's like, oh wow, this is the solution. This is where we've come after all these years. This is just so
Mm-hmm.
phenomenal, and I can see the potential for what it can do.
Okay.
So
Now,
yeah,
because I like that, and I want to go back to the mindset part. With us speaking about mindset, what exactly does growth mindset mean to you?
let's do. I'm going to do one other thing. I mean, I know what it means to me, but I want to get the clinical definition. I just brought it up. Um, the term was coined by the woman, a Dr. Carol Dweck,
Mm-hmm.
right? And she says growth mindset. She's the one who done studies on this, and there's reports and all of that. I had it up here and I messed it up. So, okay, to briefly sum up the findings
So
of
she
her
was talking
study,
about the
she
fixed
says
mindset,
the
right?
individuals who believe their talents can to be developed
Mm-hmm.
through hard work, good strategies, and input from others have a growth mindset. They tend to achieve more than those with a more fixed mindset. Those are people who believe their talents are innate gifts, right? But those fixed mindset folks, a lot of times they might be intelligent. A lot of them have got degrees, doctorates and what have you. But a lot of times that is the reason why they have a fixed mindset, because they have this rote way of thinking and understanding, and they believe everything should be done this way. A person with a growth mindset never is confined, right? They don't have this. They're not in a box. They've always thinking about how to expand beyond their limitations, right? Or what is perceived limitation by others, right? So people with growth mindsets tend to be more successful, right? And I'm talking, if you're a dead broke, somebody who's a lot of times those people who are homeless. I hear what's his name?
Tyler Perry, maybe?
Tyler
He
Perry.
has a
That was
great
Tyler Perry. There was also
inspirational story.
a lot of people, successful people today, and like Steve Harvey talks about it all the time too. He was homeless in his car, but those type of people who say, "Hey, I'm not gonna. This is not gonna be my destiny." Right? I've got so much. I am so much more than this. Right? They find ways.
And then I even heard the story. I think it was Sylvester Stallone. He was the one that played Rocky, right?
Yeah.
So I heard the story through Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins, he's one of my favorite motivational speakers, and he was talking about his story, and I was listening to it through his book, and he was talking about how Sylvester Stallone, when he was interviewing him and talking to him, was telling his story about how basically, and it kind of reminded me about Rich Dad Poor Dad book, where he said he wouldn't work because he didn't want to be confined going to work and then getting comfortable basically. Right. Well, that was also Sylvester Stallone's story. Like Sylvester Stallone, basically, before he met fame, he would not work, and they struggled. Him and his wife struggled for a good amount of time, where he had to go through really low points by even selling his best friend at that point, which was his dog, because he didn't have the money to buy food. And, it was really hard for him. He went through so much, but he would not work because he really believed in his dream and being an actor and so forth. And so it's a long story on it. He even had it where he finally had a winning script for a movie, and he saw it. He talked to the producers about it. They're like, "Oh, this sounds great. We're gonna put another person here. We're gonna have this actor just play this out. It's gonna be great." And he was like, "Well, that's gonna be me. I'm gonna be the actor." And they was like, "No, you're not an actor. You're a writer." He said, "No, I'm an actor." He tried for so many years to be an actor, but they never really took him seriously as an actor. But he had this great script, and they seen him for this. They seen him for being the writer of the script, but they did not see him being the actor. So they offered him all this money for him, to let them use that script, but with another actor taking the place of it, right? And he's like, no, he's turning it down because he wants to be the actor. Anyway, to make a long story short, he believed in himself. He had that mindset where, okay, I'm going to do whatever it takes.
Never say die.
Whatever it was. And finally, you see where Rocky became number one in the movie theaters,
sequels and turned into other action movies.
He was able to buy his dog back, and he even had his dog in the movie. And the person didn't want to give him the dog back, so he had to literally give the man $15,000, I believe that he said $15,000 to get his dog back, and had to put him in the movie. So the dude is in the movie, in the Rocky movie,
get out of here.
And that's literally the only way he was able to get his dog back that he sold prior to his fame. It's a deep story, but I just had to put that in there.
The beautiful thing is, that story is repeated over and over and over again. Almost anybody that you see is successful, that is their mindset. Yeah. So let's talk about how we met and what the program that it was a challenge that we were involved in.
Definitely.
We met each other through the Spectacular School of Business.
Yeah.
They have a social media income challenge. And so Keisha and I signed up for this challenge. And before we even knew each other, we met through this challenge. And so I think that this was life-changing. I mean, I know it was life-changing. Look at what it produced, right? But it attracted people like us with this type of mindset. And what I admire so much about this program is
Shout
that
out to
literally Sensei Spectacular Smith,
Yeah.
and Sensei Jamie.
Yes,
Yeah, these
Jamie.
guys are amazing. They're doing amazing things for people. But the first day is about mindset, totally dedicated to getting your mind right.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not focused on that, if you're thinking that you're going to go in to a program and not get your mind focused and where it needs to be, it doesn't fail for the most part, right? So that mindset is so critical. I like that they focused on that. The first day, a lot of people fell off. Those people who have fixed mindsets, they just said, "Yo,
They did not
it's
know
not
what
for
they
me.
were getting into. I know I
It's
did.
not for
I
me."
was like, "What?"
But I will tell you this:
That man had us up all night, all morning. I had to go to
for
work the
the
next day.
next
I was like,
5
"What is
days,
going on?" I said, "But you know, I'm
every
gonna
one
stick
of us
around.
who,
Stick around
every one
anyway."
of us who had that growth mindset stuck with it. This thing was like a boot camp. We stayed up from, and this was an online thing. So all of us are in our homes, and we
Never seen nothing like it.
we started like
What
at
the heck is going
7 o'clock at
on
night,
here?
and then we ended. It
It was like
ended like at 3 o'clock
7.
in the
It was like 3
morning.
o'clock in the morning, and
Sometimes
I had to go to work like at
they're on the West Coast, so they got a different time zone. But
I
those of
was
us here on the East Coast were like, "Yo, this is
ain't
crazy."
nobody give me no kind of warning that I
But
was going to be online that long.
those of us who stuck with it, we actually built formed great communities. There's one Kings and Queens community that we formed as a result of this, and there's about 20 of us. Shout out to the Kings and Queens Roundtable. We meet on a regular basis, so we now have a community of accountability partners that are all supporting each other. All of us entrepreneurs in our own rights. Many of us successful already, but a lot of us striving towards that. But in this group, in this boot camp, this challenge, we realized greater potential, and we learned a lot. I will give credit to Keisha. She is amazing. When she puts her mind to something, it's going to get done. And so, and through this challenge, there were things that she was not aware. She didn't know anything about CRM.
I didn't know anything.
She is a master. She taught me.
I did know about
and she knows about CRM
because I am a realtor too. So,
right.
And I did a lot of sales.
Yeah, she's used them.
I didn't put that part in there,
but,
like my
But she now knows how to make them fly.
Use CRMs. However, I just didn't really know how to incorporate it for my own business. I'll put it that way. I didn't really have an idea or any idea really how to run a business and what to do with it. So we were tasked with certain things, right? We had to, form a business. We had to, if you didn't have one, right, come up with a logo, trademark it, what else? I mean, there was a bunch of things in a short period of time that we had to learn. And so many of us were just pushing through, and a lot of us were like, "Yo, I don't know nothing about this stuff. I'm not technically a client." How to build a social media, right? And so, how to just get your name out there, and we found that we were helping each other. People are like, "Yo, come here, I got you. Let's try to carry you in the shoulders." It was like amazing to see, and never saw anything like this before. But it inspired all of us to realize that we can achieve amazing heights. And it brought together this amazing partnership right here. And we have done so much in building a company, a digital marketing company. I have experience in that, so it was nothing for me to say, "Hey, this is what we need to do." Boom, 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 boom. And here's the resources we need to put in place. Yeah, he's not playing like that. Yeah. He figured some things out. Yeah, stuff that she didn't know, but because I'm just so in tune with this stuff. We need to just run with this and then she's like, "Yeah, that sounds phenomenal. Let's do it." And she implements. So one of the things that we learned from Sensei Jamie, she says that it's important for you to have a visionary and an implementer at the top of your company.
I'm the visionary. She's the implementer. I've been the implementer all this time, but as a implementer, I was a technician in the company, right? So if you're working in the company, then you're not growing, right? You need to be working on the company. And so I have all these great ideas, and
Yeah.
I need to be focused on growing and not the day to day
Trying to
inner
figure out the
workings of everything.
organization of how to put it all together.
Exactly.
I mean, that's the, because the whole part of success, it comes into twos. You think
Right.
it, but then you do it.
Right.
A lot of times we can't always get past the first part because we don't know how to. So that's where it's good to have that other, part or
Right.
partner,
Right.
because they could be
Oh,
able
I
to
couldn't
help
do
you on
this
that.
without your help. Thank you. I am so grateful to you because I would never have taken on this challenge to start a new business while I have this other
Other
business that's
business.
really doing well and growing. And
And I don't know what I was thinking. I still have a new business I was trying to work on, and I'm like,
and she's
and I was
blowing it
still
out
trying
the
to figure out how to
water.
run
I
that
mean,
business. I
oh
was
my
like, what?
God. She is so bad. You go to Empowered Health Innovations on Instagram. She is killing it with the Instagram. And the website is awesome. She came up with the creative idea, the colors. I told her I didn't like the colors at first.
I was
I
like,
didn't
well,
like
I
the
don't care
logo.
what you say.
She was
I'm
like,
using
yo,
it.
and I fell in love with it. I think it's so perfect now, and she refused to change her mind, and I have to agree, it definitely is awesome. I think you did a
Thank
great
you.
job building your company,
Thank
and
you.
it is in a position and you are poised for mega success. And our company, DigitalSphere Consulting, will be a part of that,
Another
right?
great
It
legacy.
will be
Oh,
absolutely.
and then speaking of legacy, I feel like this. Okay, this is the next question that we want to because we want to really talk about like things that's deep now,
Yeah.
right? Like I feel like this first. The first question, the first thing that comes to mind when I talk about or when I think about what we're doing. The first thing is what is our goals? Like what are we trying to do? What are we trying to reach with Digital Sphere Consulting?
Oh, I thought you were going to go into explaining
I mean, I can, but I'm going to
that.
give you the floor.
All
And,
right. Oh, so you got to put me on the spot now.
yeah.
All right, listen, we want to help. She said 100,000. I'm saying 1,000,000 entrepreneurs
The
to
10X
be
rule.
successful out there. We are very giving people. Um, and there's so much that we know and have learned throughout the years from all these years of experience, but just in the last, us partnering together, us being involved in Spectacular School of Business, us having an amazing coach for our podcast. We have, we're partnered with Evan Carmichael's, just an amazing, amazing coach. Um, and
Been helping
Liam is our dedicated coach with that group. We're just
I don't think he
connected.
wants to be called a coach. I think he prefers anything but
He
being
doesn't
called a
want to be
coach.
called a
I
coach,
think
but
call
he's
him account
definitely,
manager, whatever you want to call him.
yeah.
Call him whatever. But don't call him a coach. From my understanding, that's what I
But
think he was
anyway,
told.
I hope I didn't offend him. But yeah, listen. The fact of the matter is, in order to be successful, you definitely want to learn from experienced people um, who can help you avoid the pitfalls that they went through. Right. So that's why coaching is a very important part of our lives. It has helped us to get where we're going
You
very
have to.
rapidly.
You have to have a
Very
mentor. You
rapidly.
have to have a coach. You
Yes. A
cannot
coach
go
without a
places
coach is
people.
a hypocrite, is
Yes.
what Spectacular Smith said.
Yeah. And it's
So
true.
everybody needs a
You
coach.
need to be guided. And I think also yeah, for our goals, he said 1,000,000. I think it's great. And to just
1,000,000 is a
go
lofty
into
goal, but I think we can achieve whatever we want
hey,
to achieve, right?
you like it, I love it.
Uh,
To get more
but to be
detail into
honest,
it.
think about it. We got a podcast now.
Yeah.
Why can't we
We can do it. That's
reach
why I
that
say you
goal?
like it, I love
Like
it. I didn't say
right away.
I never said I never say never. I
Right.
never say
So
never.
that is the growth
I feel like
mindset
anything is
at
possible,
play.
honestly.
That is the growth mindset.
But I was just going to get more detailed. If I'm
Uh,
thinking in like a year, like the
yeah.
numbers. So if you
Well,
want to say
listen.
a million
Let's
in a
take a
year,
pause right here. and
Mm-hmm.
ask our audience.
Mm-hmm.
Do us a favor, help us to get to that million.
Yeah.
Subscribe,
Yeah.
comment.
Like,
What else? Like.
subscribe, like,
All right, click the button right now. If what you're hearing is resonating with you, help us get there. Like I said, this is our second podcast. We
Okay.
want to see, we want to put this to the test, how quickly we can get,
I love it.
to the, what goal? What's our first goal
So,
for the
well, he
podcast?
said
A
a
hundred.
million.
No,
We
I said
like
we're a
he
million people.
million.
But let's say it was, let's set the first goal is going to be what, 100,000
It was
subscribers
like
maybe.
100,000.
All right, we're going to say 100,000. Help us get to
Uh-huh.
100,000
In a year.
subscribers. We want your comments, please. Please be gentle.
Because
We're
also,
nice
like what we're
people.
doing here, with this podcast and with our business, is we're trying to help other entrepreneurs. We're trying
Exactly.
to help other, people just like us who are trying to find a way to be successful in their
Right.
business and need the
And
tools and the
it will
resources
come
to
back
do
to
it
us
and the
a
education.
thousandfold.
Like we had to go through so many different avenues, levels, mentors, coaches, books, and I would advise for you to do the same too. However, like we are giving like a little bit, I would say, I'm not going to say fully like an easy way out, but we are giving you another approach where you don't have to go through all the loopholes that we had to go through to get a lot of the information, a lot of the resources and tools. We offer it for you.
We'll put you on a speedboat.
Yeah. Well, we're not going to say speedboat. Somebody else uses that word.
Yeah,
We're not going to
we
use
gotta
that
come up with our
word.
own word. All right,
But
what's the?
we are basically helping to,
We'll put you in a teleporter. How about that?
I like it. Yeah, we're gonna say the teleporter. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Yeah,
we're gonna take you from here to here.
Yeah.
Speedo time, rapid,
And giving
rapidly.
you the resources from here to
Right.
here.
And one thing we're going to be doing, by the way, we don't have it finalized yet, but we're going to have a blueprint. Tell them about the blueprint.
Well, so the blueprint is going to help you to, find ways to use your resources, which I'm hoping would be your customer relationship management tool, your CRM, okay, or whatever resource and tool you're using to manage your customers, where you can be able to market and have like a marketing machine, basically, and knowing
We're going to have
how to,
videos,
like how to basically
courses
make it work for
available.
you and make it be the best, the best part of your business, where it's like on go, 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 where you could do other things. So the blueprint is like a step-by-step guide, and it's going to show you how to have everything set up in your CRM, where it can basically help to make you look like a boss, okay? Like a boss. Like one example could be just like a callback tool.
Well put.
A callback tool. Like, so if you have a missed call and you're not able, like you weren't able to get that call right at that time, it'll automatically, reach back out to that customer, sorry, missed your call. And, that way it can be able to reach out for you. And there's so many other different touch points and different tools that will have to make sure that you are successful. Mm-hmm. So this blueprint is like a marketing like beast for you. Mm-hmm. And that's what we're going to have. Like,
absolutely. And you know what? I just realized I didn't finish talking about Furry Paws Transport.
You sure did.
We kind of went off on a tangent.
Because I know they want to know about Furry Paws.
Yeah, listen, let me just talk about Furry Paws Transport real quick. So listen, during the pandemic, I was telling you about my Uber experience. And so I needed, and all the while I'm thinking, I'm talking to people. Every time I'm in an Uber, I'm having these amazing conversations with everybody. I'm in New York, so professionals, a lot of people who are, who successful people, and we have these high level conversations, right? So I'm always thinking about what the next step is. So I'm thinking I could use the CRM to do the next thing. And I came up with the idea through talking with my cousin. Initially, it was going to be vehicle transport. Mm-hmm. I was going to buy a big dually with truck and hook up a 3 to 5 car trailer and just go between here and New York. I love Florida. I moved back to New York. And so I need to be back and forth. I have to be in both cities on a regular basis. So I
Oh,
love
please.
driving. The driving experience doing Uber was like, I just love being behind the wheel. It's just a way for me to clear my head and think about just taking over the world. So I ended up deciding on pet transport because my cousin told me that he knows people making lots of money doing that. 10,000 a week, he said.
Oh, I would have
I'm
been
like,
like,
what?
I would have
All
been doing
right,
that too.
let me start focusing. And it was less expensive to start.
Mm-hmm.
And so I what ended up happening was I started formulating my game plan from there. And literally within 3 months of me coming up with that idea, I had started my first trip.
Okay.
And so I was renting cars initially,
Mm-hmm.
and my customers were going between New York and Florida, and I had come up with a regular shuttle service that I would do in a regular interval, like twice a month is what I was doing. I still do it actually, and so between New York and Florida, I figure there's a lot of people, snowbirds. It's just a bigger market for me to reach out to. I had one of my assistants create a database. He was able to get a database of like 1,500 breeders, and I
Wow.
started hitting those breeders with my CRM. By the way, I
Mm-hmm.
sent out every single week a text blast.
Hmm.
And so everyone was getting this text blast, and everybody got to get to know me. So, and,
Oh, I got the
and
new
I
me.
became.
Got
They
the
got
new
to know
me.
the new me,
Okay.
and so anyway, everybody was really impressed. So
Yeah.
they're like they've never seen anything like this, right? Because that technology mixed with the pet transport
Mm-hmm.
was totally different. There's nobody out there doing what I was
It's
doing,
not. It's like a
and so
totally different field.
right.
Like,
So
so that's
people are impressed
amazing.
by the communication
Yeah.
that they're experiencing. It's regular. It's not that I'm not missing a beat. And then when they call me, everything is recorded in my system. You text me, you email me, you call me. Your calls are recorded.
Yeah.
I'm able to listen to the conversations that I had with somebody 3 months ago. Somebody, a returning customer. I
And
get
we
to
got to
look
talk about
back.
your reviews because I mean this man's reviews is like
The one thing
they're
that
off the charts.
I've learned throughout my years of experience is that customer service is extremely, extremely valuable.
Mm-hmm.
And the 5 star concept came from doing the Uber, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just striving to be, to get that rating was important to me. And that was a driving factor to me being successful, right? So I transferred that to Furry Paws Transport, and actually the initial name of Furry Paws Transport was 5 star Furry Paws Transport. So I'm offering top, level service, and
Okay.
in that industry, it's vital that people want to know that that pets are being transported by somebody who is trustworthy and that loves animals, right? So my experience with the internet, I put up an amazing website that people were blown away by. I had videos on there showing me interacting with my with the passengers, and my reviews. Like I said, Google reviews. A lot of people miss that. Guys, please, you got to pay attention to what I'm saying here. Your Google reviews mean everything, and do whatever you can to keep them 5 stars. I literally have zero, anything, nothing less than a 5 star.
So what
Because
do
I
you
bend
think?
over backwards to get that 5 star rating from my customers. So,
Mm-hmm.
and if you read the reviews on the website, they are the highest reviews. I mean, they're saying the best things about me. What was the question?
So I was going to ask what makes a 5 star customer service? Like what makes
You have
that
to.
high excellence of customer
Well, the
service?
CRM has a lot to do with it, right? When they call me, I know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, when their call comes in, I'm able to go through my phone app. Literally, I'm running my business from my phone
Mm-hmm.
on the road. I can open my laptop and see and access to much more features on there. But on the road on my phone, I can literally see that hey, John Doe is on this call, and I'm able to go back and see the history. I can see the quote that I just gave him, and I'm able to talk to him on a high level about his job, right? About what we discussed. I can recall pretty much everything. So I've got so many people calling me in the last week. I've had maybe 100+ people that I've interacted with, me personally, and all of those people. And there's people that I got, my database is almost 10,000 people. So people that I've even talked to since the first day that I started my business, I'm able to bring them up in like 2 seconds. And that, of course, contributes to them feeling like, I'm a reputable company for one, right? I've got systems in place to communicate with my customers effectively, but also, my friend, I'm friendly. A lot of it has to do with my personality, right? And so you, I'm hiring some new salespeople, and one of the criteria is um, you have to have a high level of emotional intelligence.
You definitely have
Emotional intelligence is critical. You can have a high IQ. You can be the most book smart person in the world.
But if your EQ sucks.
But if you do not have a high EQ, you're going to have a hard time relating to people. So people consider me to have a high EQ, and that EQ helps me to close at a higher rate, and it helps me when I interact with them. A lot of times people are paying me. I said, look, if I do this pickup, I have other drivers that drive for me too. So if I'm going to do it, it's going to be more expensive, right? Because I'm not traveling to this part of the country. I have one person,
with that, right?
And they tell me,
you're one of the
listen,
best.
I do not want anybody else. What is it going to cost to get you? Okay, well, I could do this on such and such date when I'm in that, up in the Northeast region. I could do your job, but it's going to cost me this because I'm dealing with round trip expenses, and it's not a one way thing. Whereas if I hired another driver that's going that direction, I could make it cheaper for them. So, bottom line is, a lot of people are just saying, "Hey, I want you. What do I have to do to get you?" I just did a job. Literally, my van is parked outside. I went from New York to uh, to Florida, and the person that hired me wanted to transport one dog. Don't want any other dogs on board because this dog attacked somebody. So she asked me to get a special cage that was just indestructible cage, and she needed me to put up a barrier in my van. I have a Ford Transit van. I have also a Mercedes Sprinter van. So put up this barrier so that if the dog somehow gets out of this indestructible crate, he's not going to be able to attack me, right? And I've got to be the driver. I said, well, that's going to cost you $4,000. Let's do it. Let's do it. As a matter of fact, I literally got that money deposited in my bank account before I even left New York, the whole amount. So this is an awesome business. And when you have your reputation precedes you, sky's the limit. So what I'm going to be doing next with this business, I'm starting a certification course, right? I'm going to teach other drivers. And by the way, I have a book that I wrote, The Pet Transporter's Survival Guide. Check it out on Amazon. I'm selling it for literally 99 cents. I want everybody to have access to that. It's a great lead into me and my business, right? It's a hook, right, that gets people to contact me. When I build my certification course, I'm going to have, pretty much it's a digital product. All of it is recorded, and people are going to be able to go through that course and get a certificate at the end. They're going, if they go through my program is pretty much vouching for them, and that they are professional, they've gone through the right training, and they're trustworthy. We're going to do background checks and all that. I mean, everything that will be needed to confirm that this person is qualified and credible. We're going to teach them what they need to do when they're on the road. Their car breaks down. We're going to have a community, a network of drivers who are going to be able to feed off of each other, right? And I'm going to have lots of leads, and I'm going to feed to these guys that are that have completed my certification
That's
course.
Like an app, like you're gonna have an app.
I'm gonna have like an Uber app. Yeah. that's actually in the works right now. So there'll be an app where you'll be able to download to your phone if you are. And of course, we're going to be promoting it from our website or social media and all of that. So it'll be easier for you to download this app, type in all your specifications of what you're looking for, where you're picking up, transporting to, the date that you're traveling, information about your pet. Once we have all that information, we can match them up with a driver that's going across country. But also there's things that I can't share right now because it's top secret. I don't want anybody else getting, that's right, keep it quiet. But we're going to, it's just amazing the way we're planning on taking this. And
I think it's great.
Yeah, and
I think it's amazing.
It is amazing. Most people are saying they've never heard of this thing. They don't even know that it's a thing. So it's such a new industry, untapped, virtually untapped. I think that there's people that have been doing it for years, but nobody's really taken it to the next level like I'm planning on doing. And again, that's all through technology, you know. So that's my journey. Came to this point, but my business led me to this coaching program that led me to meeting somebody like-minded like Keisha and these other people that I'm associated with. I didn't have this community of amazing business entrepreneurs to interact with. They say if you are the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Problem. I was in the wrong rooms. I have a lot of smarts and intelligence, but I don't want to be the smartest one. Right. There was a lot of frustration I had to deal with for many, many years. It's like, oh my God, I can't get this person to do it. I'm going to do it my damn self.
And you do want to have people who also, believe in things like that you believe in too.
Right.
Like that can see something bigger than, just the surface level. That believe that things can be anything that they put their minds to. If you are limited and you are around limited people, I mean,
that limits your abilities.
You're going to be very limited most of your life, So you have to have people who just have an unlimited mindset and they just know that, hey, you can do it, I can do it, and we can do it. I think that's powerful.
There's a story that always comes to mind when I have a discussion like this of an elephant as a baby in the circus, right? He's staked to the ground. He can't pull it away from that stake. So he feels like he's confined to that location, right? He grows and grows it. He becomes so huge. He has the ability to pull that stake right out the ground and go to where the hell he wants. But he will never do it. In his mind, he can't. And he will never do it. And he will stay where he's at in life. So
that's sad because
that is very sad. I never want to be that. I can't be that.
Put themselves there.
They do.
And it's really a mental thing.
It is.
We do it to ourselves.
Right.
So get out of that. Like
a mental shift is a lot of time all that's needed. Right.
You are the only one that's putting yourself in these shackles. Let's go. Exactly. Let's grow. Exactly. Let's go. Let's grow.
Let's go. Let's go.
All right.
Let's do this.
With that being said,
no, we are not done. We have other stuff.
No, we
she gotta go. She got things to do. But I don't think we scratched the surface of most of it. I think we're gonna have to do a part two. We're gonna have to do a part two. We're gonna have to build to part two, part three, part five. I mean, sure. There's no reason why we can't.
About our stories and what we're talking about.
Tell us what you want to hear.
Because I feel like you should know us and you should know who we are.
We are personable. We want to meet everybody out there who's like-minded. We are definitely looking to do some amazing things. You may be one of those million people that we can help. All right. Sure. And if not, you know what? We're just looking to build with people.
And if not, pass it to somebody who you feel like
that's
we can
right.
help.
That's right. That's right.
Don't just let it go. Opportunities should never pass.
Right. Anybody. You may know somebody else that needs this mindset shift. Tell them to check it out.
You need it. Still take advantage.
Refer us to somebody else. Right. We love referrals. Yeah. Tell them to come check this out. Definitely you should subscribe if you like what we're doing.
Check out the links.
Please like us, subscribe, check us out on social media. We're on Instagram, LinkedIn, every platform, Facebook, DigitalSphere Consulting, all platforms.
And we'll have the links as well.
Right. And right now,
we'll be able to see everything.
Exactly. And Growth Mindset with Mike and Keisha. Look for us on YouTube, social media. We're actually going to be setting that up now. We're just starting with this, so look out for us on that. Guys, I think it was amazing. I'm so excited. Yeah. This was an awesome session. Woo! I love it.
That is a wrap.
This is the energy, guys. So we love this kind of energy. That's a wrap.
All right. And I hope you found today's conversation as inspiring and insightful as we did. Okay, now, I want you to remember, success is a journey, not a destination. Every step you take gets you closer to your goals.
That's right. Guys, I'm going to repeat it one more time. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure that you subscribe, rate, and leave us a review.
Yes.
It really helps us to reach more entrepreneurs like you. And don't forget, follow us on all of the platforms.
We're going to keep on telling you that. Make sure you follow,
Let's go.
Love it.
Yeah.
Stay inspired, stay motivated, and remember, with the right mindset, anything is possible.
Take care, guys. Boom.
Bye.